Hey fellow builders, in this short video I'll talk about cluster scanner. First, where do you need it and which functions, how to use it. This part is enough. And if you're interested, why do we actually need it and how it works, that's what I will be talking about in the second part. So maybe first let's look at what is a cluster. Cluster is basically your distributed validator on SSV network. A cluster is made of the 4 operators who are running, or 7 or 11, the operators who are running your cluster. And yes, you need this object and you need to pass it whenever you are interacting with cluster functions. Basically, whenever you are registering the validator, removing validator, doing deposits, withdrawals, basically, or reactivate your cluster. Whenever you are interacting with the cluster and basically calling these functions, then you need to pass in this cluster object. So how to use it and what can you actually use? Currently, there are 2 implementations. One is the official one developed by Blocks. That is the recommended one that will be supported by Blocks. And so let's go through that. And but a good way, but a good place to start is in the docs.ssv.network, and here you can look at the cluster scanner. Here are all the functions listed as I talked about them. If you just want a CLI, there is a CLI here in this GitHub repo. There is also an SDK here, as you can see. So let me show you how it works and what you actually need for those who are interested in that mainly. So here you see that you call it, this is basically the repo. If you call yarn CLI, you need to pass in these arguments. So first one is the RPC URL. Second one is SSV contract address. This is on Gurley, so make sure, I mean, we are currently on Gurley, but make sure you have the same, the URL corresponds to the right network, and as the contract address does, owner address and operator IDs. So here, this will be the output, what it will give you. You should see something like this for already active cluster that has some validators. And this is actually the cluster object that you will pass this. But here it is described. So basically, what is the validator count, network fee index, balance, and if it's active. Also, this data is specific to all of this. So basically, owner and operator IDs. You can see here, I'll do a different call where I just change one operator ID. What this does, this basically is completely different cluster. Even though I have the same owner and all of the other operators are the same, if I pass different operator, if I change just one operator, it changes the whole cluster. And I'm showing you this because the first time when you are interacting with the cluster, when you're creating the cluster and registering validator, all of these values will be zeros. But yeah. So this is what you need to pass. We can also look at the code, how it looks there. So you see the same thing. This cluster object, and you need to pass it. Where do we have it? Register validator. Yeah. Cluster member cluster. So this is that, and let me show you another implementation, and then I'll talk more about why do we actually need it and why is it good. This is implementation in the awesome SSV repo. This is implementation for testnet purposes, so there are no guarantees around it, and you can find it in the awesome SSV/utils get latest cluster. So there's a Python implementation. So we have CLI, JS, TS, or Python. Yeah, so that's basically, if you want to use it, that's what you need to know. And now I will talk about why do we need it and how it works. So let's look at the code first and show you why do we need it. We need it because obviously this is passed to the smart contract as you have seen, but to show a different, yeah. You pass this to the smart contract, but you can't pass just anything and full smart contract. Obviously, this is compared to the hash. It is here we basically hash, or the smart contract hashes the input you provide and compares it with the current hash of the cluster. Now, we could have saved this cluster object in the contract, but we are not doing this because of the gas cost. So we are just saving the hash, and this hash will get updated after if the operation is successful. Here we update the cluster data. So that's basically how it works in the background. That's the reason why we do it. We do it to save gas cost, and we need to track these indexes in order to be able to calculate the fees that every owner of the cluster needs to pay to the network for operating the cluster and his or her operators. Now, and how it works. For this, I'll show you the implementation in Python because I think it's the easiest one to read. And basically, it's nothing special. You can code this in any language you prefer for your implementation. What it basically does, here we do this by 50,000 block steps. But what is important to see here is this line. Basically, this cluster is built. What you need to take and check are the validator added events from the SSV contract, and with them you are able to. You just need to like go through all the events which are relevant for the cluster, and you will be able to build it. So yeah, that's something if you want to build it in another language because your implementation is in another language. Yeah, so that would be everything for this tutorial. Hope it was helpful. If anything, you go to SSV Discord. If you are not there, go to SSV Network, and then there you have a link to the Discord, and ask in the devs support channel. Or if you can't see the channel, in the general channel, tag me. I'm at Marco in Ether, and so send a message in general channel and tag me if you have any suggestions. And yeah, that would be it for this video. See you in the next one.